Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and welcome to my Game Week 28 team selection video. The video where I will be finally revealing my free hit draft, because I am one of very few people who seems to be free hitting this game week, which is fine. I love having a unique kind of strategy. I like kind of differentiating from the standard, the template a little bit. So it's all good fun. I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys the free hit team that I've come up with, because I think it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're also going to be doing our captains and stuff like that, and I'll be sharing with you my Game Week 27 scores in just one moment. But guys, if you do enjoy this video, please do leave a like. It massively helps out the channel, and do of course subscribe as well if you're new around here and you love FPL just as much as I do. But without further ado, guys, let's have a look at my Game Week 27 scores. Now, in Game Week 27, particularly at the the higher ranks, a lot of people free hitted. And when I say a lot of people free hitted, I mean about half of all FPL players kind of in the top echelons of FPL used a free hit. So we are now in a situation where 80% of FPL players have used their first free hit, and I think something like 20%, this is in the top 10k by the way, and about 20% have used their second free hit as well by this point. So everyone's gone wild for free hits. I'm very, very happy that I managed to survive this game week without a free hit, but I didn't just survive. I don't want to say thrived, but to get a green arrow in a game week that I was okay set up for, but you know, a lot of people had the perfect teams with these free hits. I expected to drop a lot of, well, not a lot of places. I expected to drop some places, but I was confident enough in my team that I thought it could nearly match the free hitters. And I didn't just nearly match the free hitters. I would say that probably 60 points, -4, probably outscored a lot of the free hit teams, mostly because of the kind of disappointment of Man City, I suppose. But also, you know, quite a few of my players, my particularly differentials, came through. And even though I went all in, taking a -4 to go all in on Burnley, which in hindsight was an epic fail, all three of Roberts, Cornet and Weghorst all scoring 3 points each during a double game week. Not good enough at all, really, is it? But it's okay, because we did survive regardless. So, Elise, the differential that is constantly slandered in the comments, he has come through again. He is a legend. He is so good for bonus points, and he's so creative, and he's clearly a really good player. So, Elise, gang, rise up. He is massive. We are massive. Son did well as well. We got a goal from the troll himself, Ollie Watkins, although he still ends up the game week with 5 points despite scoring. I don't even understand how, because strikers, I know we got yellow card, but strikers usually do so well for bonus points when they score. But Ollie Watkins is a troll, so that's just kind of it, isn't it? Cancelo probably very lucky to get his clean sheet there. De Gea, you know, we expected that. Captaincy failed, but it was okay in the end, because it wasn't a very high scoring game week. There was only really one team with a double game week, which was Burnley, so we weren't expecting a huge game week. But having not used a free hit and to have a green arrow, an okay green arrow as well, without using a free hit, very, very pleased with this one, and very pleased to be going forward for the final partition of the season with 2 free hits to use. So let's talk about how I'm going to use my first one. Game Week 28 free hit, gang, let's go. This is exciting stuff, guys. Unlimited transfers. We can have any player we want in the entire game, and you're probably seeing already that the team value on this one is pretty low, and I've got a load of money in the bank still. And one of the reasons why I think this is such a good game week for a free hit is because a lot of the players who have double game weeks are not the best teams. You know, we don't have top teams. You know, we don't have Manchester United or Spurs or Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal. None of these teams have double game weeks, and the only good team that has a double game week is Chelsea, and they are kind of really difficult to pick from because of their rotation. So really, these are probably the players that we want for a free hit this game week are probably not all players we'd want long term, because they play for the weaker teams. So because all of the teams that have doubles are also, you know, not the top teams, slightly weaker teams, it also means that they all have good doubles because they're playing each other. They're playing weak teams because they are weak teams. I say weak. Obviously, I don't mean weak, but I just mean not the top team. So, you know, before anyone says anything. So, it's a really good game week, I think, to free hit. Really looking forward to this. I'm going to show you my fairly cheap team that I think is going to score at least 100 points this game week, and we are going to capitalise with a lot, and I mean a lot, of double game week players. So let's start you off in goal with Sarr. Sarr is definitely my favourite goalkeeper for this double game week. For one game week only, I'm looking no further than Sarr. The fixtures, phenomenal. Crystal Palace at home, Watford at home. Particularly that Watford game at home, we are going to definitely expect a clean sheet from Wolves here, knowing how good Wolves are in defence. They should hopefully get 2 clean sheets out of this. It is completely feasible that they will get 2 clean sheets out of this. But what is even better about Sarr and the way Wolves play, the way Wolves kind of drop back and put a load of players in the box, is that they force their oppositions to take shots from range. And that's kind of why Sarr has been scoring so well recently, is because the oppositions are taking a lot of shots from outside the box, which are easier, lower quality shots, easier for Sarr to save. So Sarr's in goal, just easily catching these shots from long range, racking up these save points like they're going out of fashion, also getting bonus points because he's getting saves and stuff like that. So in a sense, he's kind of, he's kind of cheating the system in a way. Save points are meant to be rewarding players who make good saves. Sarr doesn't need to make good saves to rack up save points. It's a cheat code in a sense, and that's exactly what we want in FPL, to figure out those cheat code players that are exploiting the system in which FPL is based upon. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here with Sarr, but I won't talk about him too much. I've already spoken about him enough. We're going to be going into defence with Rudiger. I've spoken a lot about Rudiger as being the top pick, the top, the most number 1 transfer target of this week. Rudiger, I would say, is arguably the most essential player of this game week, genuinely. Super nailed on. Burnley and Norwich, phenomenal fixtures for Chelsea. Chelsea, and they're back on the right tracks in terms of their defensive stats here. So we definitely want to go for some Chelsea defenders, particularly on a free hit where you can just have them for one game week only. We may as well load up on the Chelsea defense. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Rudiger, pretty, quite a lot of license to go forward as well. Make passes, stay up, maybe, get headers or, assists when he's up for those set pieces as well. So that's really good. So we like Rudiger a lot. Super nailed on, just such a safe player to go for. But we're going to be doubling up with Thiago Silva. So 2 Chelsea defenders. That's how confident I am in these 2 clean sheets. Thiago Silva I like because he does have some aerial threat for those set pieces. He's really nailed on, probably the second most nailed on Chelsea defender for this particular double game week. And also, he does so well for bonus points. So Thiago Silva, so good for bonus points. We really do love that. We probably expect, if Chelsea kind of win 1-0, 2-0, we're expecting Thiago Silva to get 1, 2, 3 bonus points during those games. And the only way that Chelsea wouldn't get, that Thiago Silva wouldn't get bonus points is if that Chelsea either conceded or they scored a lot of goals, which is not something we typically see from Chelsea either. So clean sheets, bonus points look really good for both of these Chelsea defenders. So for that reason, we are doubling up. We're going to go for size here as well. So doubling up on the Wolves defense as well. A little bit risky to, double up on 2 different defensive, but hey, I like it. I like to take a risk. I like to see what we can do with the situation at hand. We're in a free hit situation. We may as well go a little bit crazy. Let's go double up on 2 different defenses because I'm so confident in these 2 defenses. So let's go all or nothing. Why not? That's the fun of FPL, right? Crystal Palace and Watford, again, really good fixtures, really good opportunities for 2 clean sheets here. I'm expecting it. I'm hoping for it. And Saiss, he is an absolute aerial machine as well. He likes to take a shot from range as well. He's just really good for potential attacking returns. And out of the Wolves defenders, I would probably say he is even more likely than the fullbacks, the wingbacks, to get a goal return. That's, I'll go that far as to say that. So, yeah, definitely a pick that I'm very, very confident about in this team. I'm going to finish off the defence with a super cheap option in Fabian Schär because I do think Schär is back to his best. Newcastle have been really good defensively recently, and Brighton, I think, is, I'm fairly confident about a clean sheet against Brighton. So, maybe we do need to get involved in that Newcastle defence, a defence that is criminally underrated at the moment. They're keeping so many clean sheets. I think they've got something like the most clean sheets or the best clean sheet record of any team in, Europe's top 5 leagues in 2022 or something like that, someone told me. And which is quite mad, really. I haven't verified that myself, but I can see that I think they've only conceded 2 goals this year, which is absolutely phenomenal, right? So yeah, fair enough. Schär is back in really good form. He's nailed on. He is playing much more attacking than he has done, I guess, in very, very recent years, because if we go back like even 2 years, Shah was a super attacking centre-back. Like, he always would go on runs and try and make passes and take on shots. And we kind of are seeing that again from Shah. He's good, up there for aerial threat in terms of the set pieces as well. He's a good attacking player, and I think he has potential for attacking returns as well. So taking a little bit of a risk here, going for a Newcastle defender. But I like the look of the fixtures a lot. I like the look of Newcastle's defence a lot. I do think that Shah has that potential to get a goal return in this double game week as well. Why not? You've got to be in it to win it. You've got to take that risk, right, guys? Moving on into midfield, we're going to have a 5-man midfield, starting off with Salah. Won't speak about Salah too much because, he's just, obvious. But I will say that Salah is my only single game week player in this free hit first 11. Pretty crazy, right? I'm a pretty crazy guy. So we're going all in on the double game week players. Salah, the only reason he stays in is because we know he's so good that he will outscore double game week players with pretty easily, even when playing just one game. So that's fine. Let's see what he can do in that fixture, and at least it covers me if he does go off and goes crazy. Next up, we have got Kai Havertz. Yeah, an interesting one, but I want to go for a Chelsea attacker, and I'm trying to figure out which one is the best one, and I keep landing on Havertz. Today, when I've been doing research, I keep landing on Havertz. He's in the best form of those Chelsea attackers, you would say, most probably. Some of the other Chelsea attackers have looked kind of a little bit off, and I would hope that in at least one of these games, he is going to play in that false 9 position. I think it just has to happen, really. I'm sure Chelsea fans would love to weigh in on this one. Who do you think is your most nailed on Chelsea attacker? Usually I would default to Mount, but Mount's form has kind of been a little bit off recently, I think. So Havertz seems to be the guy to go for, and believe me, guys, if I was on if I was just making transfers or maybe on a wild card, I would not be going for Kai Havertz. But we're on a free hit. We can afford to take 1 or 2 risks. Havertz is definitely a risky player, but I've seen people talking about captaining Havertz. I'm not going to go there personally, but the fixtures look good. He looks like probably the most nailed on of the Chelsea attackers at this exact moment as I record this video. This could change, obviously, but let's go for it. Let's go for it. Take a risk. We've got to put some value in this team, right? You've got to pick some reasonably expensive players. We've got Coutinho up next. 2 really good fixtures against Southampton and Leeds. This Leeds game in particular, even though they have got new management, for what I understand, they're still going to be a fairly attacking team there, and their defence is not going to improve overnight. So I do expect some goals to be scored against Leeds. If we're going to pick one player to get some goals, some assists against, well, any team really from that Aston Villa team, Coutinho looks like the Aston Villa player to go for. If money is no issue, Coutinho is the Aston Villa attacker to go for without a shadow of a doubt. So 2 reasonably good fixtures. Aston Villa in kind of mixed form. Coutinho showing a lot of magic moments, taking a lot of shots from range, being incredibly creative and creating chances for his teammates as well. Lots to like about this, set pieces as well potentially there. So yeah, Coutinho, I like him a lot. He's just the player to go for Aston Villa, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Potential captain option in Coutinho as well there. I don't think I'm going to go there personally, but he is a captain option. And you know who else is a captain option? Rafinha. So we've got Rafinha in here as well. Leicester at home. We know Leicester's defence have been pretty bad. Aston Villa at home. We don't really know about Aston Villa's defence. They've not looked great in general. I expect that Leeds will score a goal, and if you're going to pick, if you've got to pick one player from Leeds to go out there and put in a good attacking performance, assists and goals, Rafinha is your safe guy, right? So that's exactly who we're going to be going for on set pieces and penalties as well. So we're maximising our set piece and penalty takers, which is exactly what we need to be doing. So yeah, I think Rafinha, maybe I have some doubts about him as a long-term pick, but again, we're on a free here. I do like this pair of fixtures a lot. I think this is one of the better pairs of fixtures that our double game week players have. So we're going to go for Rafinha. Let's see what he can do. I'm going to finish off the midfield with Willock. Joe Willock, absolute legend. He's a player who is just so streaky, right? He just goes in these runs of form. We saw it at Arsenal. We saw it at the end of last season for Newcastle, where he scored in 7 consecutive Premier League games for Newcastle. Absolutely incredible. He's just scored 2 in a row. Is he going to continue this amazing run of scoring form? Is he going to be that Jesse Lingard that we saw last season? Is he going to be, who else was it who we've seen really good form from? Ben Rama had a really nice streak at the beginning of the season, didn't he? We saw Maddison a couple of times over the last few seasons. We've seen him go on these streaks as well. So is Willock that kind of player? I think so. And if so, we need to get him while he is in that hot run of form. Strike whilst the iron is hot. That's exactly what we're doing. So there we go. Joe Willock in the team. Is he going to score some more goals, making some runs from deep? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. Running into the box, scoring some goals, maybe some headers, maybe some late runs. I don't know. We'll see what he can do. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of faith in this guy when he is in the right kind of form, and I think he is. And finally, we're going to finish off our forwards with Che Adams up front. Super good form. The only player really the only forward really that I'm super confident about for Game Week 28. I mean, maybe Harry Kane is the other one. But yeah, Che Adams, it just seems like the player in good form. He's nominated for like Player of the Month for last month, so that's pretty good. He's scoring goals. He's looking good on the pitch. He's looking better than Broja right now. I think that he's looking better than Broja. So although I know a lot of people are going to just default to Broja because that's the player we've been talking about for ages. He's just the name on everyone's lips, Broja. But actually, Adams is kind of looking a little bit better at the moment. So I'm going to hopefully try and sneak my way past a few people who have defaulted to Broja by going for Adams, a player who I believe is in better form. So yeah, definitely pretty happy with that one. So let's go on to our bench here. We've got Dubravka, we've got Kane, we've got Digne, and we've got Broja. These players, obviously you would want to play all these players if only there was such thing as a free hit and a bench boost in the same game week, but there isn't. You can only use one chip per week. But Kane I do like for this game week, but their performance in the FA Cup has kind of, I don't know, left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest. So we're going to be putting Kane on the bench. I mean, I'd rather play a double game week player than Kane. I've kind of come to the conclusion that Salah is the only single game week player that I genuinely think is better than the best double game week players. So we're gonna have Kane on the bench. Maybe that causes some pain. I don't expect any of these bench players to even come on the pitch, but we've got money to spend. We may as well spend it, you know, in case a real emergency happens. You never know. Salah could get a last minute injury. A player could get a last minute case of COVID or something like that. So we may as well spend the money on our bench, even though it could cause a little bit of heartbreak seeing points on our bench. You know, it's a free hit. We can either have the points on our bench or not have the points on our bench. It's not going to impact our first 11 scores, but it could impact our first 11 scores if one of our first 11 gets injured. So you may as well spend the money. So yeah, big money signing in Kane on the bench. We've got Digne there as well, who I quite like, and Broja as well. I like all of those bench options, and to be honest, I would not be opposed to actually starting some of those bench options. You know, if one of my starting 11 here gets injured or something like that, and I have to make a last minute change. I mean, even if they weren't injured, they all look like good players, so I would be happy to play them. But there we go, guys. That is the team. It's you know, it's not using all of my money, but it's using most of it. It's looking really strong. Lots of double game week players, lots of really nailed on players as well that are going to be playing multiple games across the double game week. So that's what we like as well. So really confident about this one. I like the formation. I like the way I'm going for more defenders and very few forwards, because forwards are trolls anyway, so why not just minimize the amount of troll forwards we have in our team. Let's talk about captains, I guess, quickly. I'm going to go for Rudiger for captain. I'm that confident about the Chelsea defence this double game week. Burnley and Norwich. It's just such a good double game week for a defender. You can't get much better for a defender than that. It really is incredible. So Rudiger is our guy for captaincy. And we'll stick the vice-captain on old trusty Salah as well. And there we go, guys. Pending some last-minute changes that could happen over the next 24, 48 hours, this is what my free hit team looks like right now. And I love it. I think this is going to be such a high-scoring team. Look how many doubles there are. It really is incredible. I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, there we go, guys. What do you think? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like I say, let me know what you think of my free hit team. Are there any players you think are seriously missing from my free hit that you would just love to have in this double game week 28? Are there any players in my starting 11 which you think, well, I don't know about that one, Dan. That seems a little bit too risky. I know you're a risky guy. I know you like a bit of spice, but that's a little bit too much spice for my mouth. Let me know. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe if you're new around here. And basically, aside from that, wish me luck for this free hit, because I know it's unorthodox. I know even using a free hit is unorthodox this game week, and it could be, in many ways, make or break for me. Let's see how well it comes off. I hope well. But there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.